With Classic WoW release being just around the corner, I decided to recreate one of the most epic and nostalgia-inducing characters of all time. The guy that your girlfriend told you not to worry about, Hammerfall, the Guild Master, the wielder of Teebu's blazing longsword, and his girlfriend. That seriously needs your advice on fashion. Seriously though? Now the journey of recreating this epic screenshot started out with a simple thought. Why don't I take the icons that the guy has equipped and then find the exact same items he's wearing and then equip them? Sounds simple, right? Wrong. Most of the items that you see on this warrior are actually mail and not plate. And the model of the shoulders doesn't even exist in the game's files and never made it to the actual game in vanilla. So at this point I knew that this is going to be tough. I started off by leveling a warrior called Hammerfall to level 60. I rolled with an orc warrior because I actually had Teebu's blazing longsword on this server on the horde side that I was flipping. If you want to learn how I make my gold in World of Warcraft, be sure to join me on Patreon at patreon.com/RushinHS, where I share my unique and non-public techniques of making tons of gold. Anyway, once I hit level 60, I changed the faction to Alliance and made him into a dwarf. Let's start with the Warlock. It was also tough to find items that she's wearing because they don't exist in the current game, apart from the thong. I mean, that thong. Me and my friend decided to go with Ancestral Robe and Elder's Mantle as her transmog. But Rushin, Demon Armor isn't even in the game anymore. How did you get her to cast it? Are you a hacker or something? Aha, I thought so too. But if you're actually one of the 2 people that ever does PvP in the current game on the Warlock, you would know that buried beneath all of the level 40 talents is Demon Armor, which can be used if you're in war mode. So with that, the Warlock is done. Moving on to the legend himself. While I already had the main piece of the puzzle, being the sword, I had one question. How do I get the icons to be like the screenshot and the armor to be like the screenshot? Well, after thinking of several thousand different ways for about a week, the best idea that I came up with was to have a friend create a trial character looking exactly like Hammerfall, and then me using reflecting prism on him, giving me his exact appearance for 5 minutes, excluding the weapons, which is perfect for what we are doing. When it comes to the items that I'm actually wearing, it didn't really matter what they were, as long as the icons matched the original, right? I got a leather bracer like a true vanilla tank. The hardest thing to get was probably the chest, because I actually had to go to Outland and go through a long quest chain to get this chest. Now with that out of the way, let's talk minor stuff. Action bars were very easy to recreate. I just created blank macros with the icons of the old spell and put it on my bars in the same order. When it comes to the bags, here it is also pretty straightforward. This bag comes from a vendor in Orgrimmar, these 2 I bought on the auction house, and this one I had to farm in BRD, it drops from this guy. Then I created a guild for my warrior so that he's actually the guild master of Legions of Valor, which is a 10 out of 10 mythic PvP raiding role-playing guild, by the way, so if anybody wants to join, feel free to hit me up. Now the location. On the top of the screenshot it says Dunmoreau, so down to the caves we went, we found these Wendigos or Wendigos, not sure how to pronounce that, but they were tiny and they died in literally 2 hits to my warrior. Not good enough. I then went to a place where giant Yetis are actually located in Hillsbrad foothills, and they were grey and also kinda tiny. So the last snowy location on our list was Winterspring. Yetis are big, they have Yeti in their name, and they are the right color, so I would say good enough. Now, if any Yeti is actually watching this video, this is as good time as any to say that I'm not being racist against Yetis. That's just, I'm trying to recreate the screenshot here. So whatever Yeti gender or sexual orientation you are, that's all fine. So please don't hate me. In the end, the screenshot looked like this. And this is as epic as it gets for me. I can't wait for Classic to finally come out, and even my wife was extremely supporting. She said that it will be totally fine if I ignore all of my responsibilities and play Classic all day. Isn't that right, sweetie?
What?
Never mind then. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you want to see more from good old Rushin, and don't forget that you can support me on Patreon to bring you more awesome content. You guys are awesome, stay awesome, you take care now, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.